What's up, peeps? Happy Monday afternoon. I wanted to jump on real quick and discuss a very common question that I had in my DMs last night when I was showing you all my meal prep. And that is, Amanda, what is the most accurate way to measure your protein? Raw, cooked? I had one lady that was like, Amanda, how did you get 40 grams of protein from 160 grams of chicken? So I want to answer all that questions. If you're catching this on the replay, my name is Amanda Nyberg. I have a passion for health and wellness. I'm a registered dietitian, and I'm here to simplify nutrition. Now, I understand tracking, weighing, measuring your food does not simplify nutrition. So I want you guys to understand progress, not perfection. You know, eyeballing is not a bad thing, okay? I always like to say a 3-ounce portion of protein is about the size of a deck of cards. And your ability to learn to eyeball things will take you far in life. So always start there. But for those of you that are like me and you're like a numbers person and you love all this stuff, I want to help to kind of hopefully simplify this process and kind of clear up some of the confusion. Now, first off, it is most accurate to weigh and determine your portion from protein when it is raw, okay? Because we lose about 25% of that product when we cook it. Now, here's the deal, okay? If you have 100 grams of a raw chicken breast, all right, and after you cook it, it's 75 grams, you didn't lose 25% of the protein. That's the kicker. So when we cook, our food does not lose macronutrients. The calories stay the same, carbs, proteins, fats. What we typically lose is water volume, okay? So that's kind of the difference. We lose size, water, so that's what we're losing. So the macro count doesn't change, all right? So if you're able to weigh your meat raw and determine what that number is, that's the most accurate way to determine, you know, how much you're actually consuming. And I'm going to give you an example of how my 116 grams of cooked chicken actually ended up being 40 grams of protein. Now, that's the other thing that I really want to mention here. Lots of confusion about grams in weight, the volume, the weight of the protein versus grams of protein. And again, there I go, same protein. I should say grams in weight of the animal product, the meat, versus grams in weights of the protein in that product, all right? Big confusion there, big difference, okay? I love to use a food scale. You can find this on my Amazon link. It's in my bio. It's like $8, super simple. It's just something that's always out in my kitchen, easy to use, okay? You can weigh in ounces. This weighs in ounces, grams, mLs, all the things. Grams to me is the easiest and most accurate way to measure your food using a food scale. And I'm gonna show you. Every food label gives you the serving size in grams, okay? So when we talk about 100 grams of chicken in weight, all right, we're not talking about how much protein it has, okay? Big difference there. So you can weigh your animal products in ounces or grams, okay? But I choose to use grams. So want to make sure that's clear. A lot of people are like, I weighed out 30 grams of chicken for 30 grams of protein, and it doesn't look like much, Amanda. No, it's not going to be much. Yes. 30 grams of weight chicken does not equal 30 grams of protein. All right, so I want to clear that up. So yesterday when I was meal prepping, I weighed out, I needed 10 servings of chicken, okay? Generally, one serving is 4 ounces. On every label that I'm reading, okay, it says 4 ounces is about 112 grams, okay? I needed 10 servings because I wanted each of my servings to be 40 grams, okay? And I needed 6 servings. I know, it's all this math. I know, it's crazy. So what I did is I weighed out 1,120 grams of chicken, okay? And that equaled a total of 240 grams of protein, all right? Now, I cooked it, okay? So I've already determined how much protein is in my chicken, okay? Based on, weighing it before I cooked it. There is a quick conversion that you will know, and a lot of these tracking apps will use, and that is, raw to cook, you lose 25%, okay? So if we apply that conversion to what I cooked yesterday, my chicken should have come out at about 840 grams, okay? That would have meant it would have lost 25%. But my chicken actually came out at, I've got all my numbers here, 715 grams, okay? So my chicken lost more than 25% in water weight, okay? It didn't lose any protein. The protein is still the same. I still have 240 grams of protein in that bowl of chicken. It's just I lost more volume than you typically would. So all I did was take, basically the weight of my cooked chicken, I divided it by 6, okay? And that gave me, I needed about 119 grams in each of these packets for me to get 40 grams of protein, all right? So that's where the discrepancy was when people are like, how do you get 40 grams of protein in 160 grams of chicken? Well, that's how, okay? Again, I go by the label, all right? I go by what I measured before I cooked it, and that's how I determined the protein goal. So in most cases, some of you may be overestimating or underestimating your macro intake by the way that you're tracking it, okay? I don't know if that makes sense. So I wanted to clarify that because I think people are like, she don't know what the heck she's doing, okay? So again, I started with 1,120 grams of chicken, and it turned into 715 grams of chicken. I divided that by 6. That gave me 119 gram portions. Each portion had 40 grams of protein, all right? So typically when I'm meal prepping on Sunday, that's how I look at it. Okay, I'm gonna cook this chicken. How many servings of chicken do I need? And what do I want each serving to have? Okay, in this scenario, I wanted each serving to have 40 grams of chicken, 40 grams of protein. So that's how I backed it up, knowing that I needed 10 portions of 112 grams of chicken in order for each of my servings to have 40 grams, all right? So let me show you a little bit about the benefit of using a scale, weighted scale, versus using a measuring cup. And I'm gonna use these almonds right here, okay? So here are these cocoa almonds. And throw in any questions if you have any. So you'll see, and I know this is kind of hard to see, the serving size is 3 tablespoons or 1/4 a cup. But right next to it, it says 28 grams. I know that's hard to see. So the weight of the serving is 28 grams. Same thing here, all right? This package of ground beef, it says the serving size is 4 ounces. The weight of the serving is 112. All right, so right next to it. So I could weigh out 4 ounces or I could weigh 112 grams. All right, now this package says it contains 4 servings, but does it really? When you weigh it out, if it's not 4 times 112, then it's not a full 4 servings, okay? So again, this is where it just gets a little bit more accurate. So for example, okay, so I have my cocoa almonds, and I just zeroed out my plate, and I'm gonna show you, all right, so if I was to, let's see, measure it out with a, measuring cup, that looks like about 1/4 of a cup, maybe, a little bit less. I mean, that's a good portion, that's what we're gonna say, but what is it in reality, okay? It should be 28 grams, but in reality, it's 34 grams, all right? So it's a little more than a serving. So that's where, using a scale, you can be just a little bit more accurate. So, 4 nuts, and now I've got a perfect portion of almonds, all right? So that's how you can kind of utilize that. So let me know what questions you have about portioning, you know, raw versus cooked. Again, I'll show you, I'll explain to you this really quick conversion, okay? If you're tracking cooked protein, all right, so let's say you do have cooked protein. And again, I think the biggest thing to realize that from what I recommend is as long as you do it consistently, okay, as long as you always track cooked or you always track raw, you know, then your numbers, your averages are going to be fine, okay? But if you only have access to track cooked chicken, in order to get the accurate raw weight, is you would take the weight of the cooked chicken and you would divide it by 0.25. I'm pretty sure. Basically, you want to create what's 25% of that, okay? So when you're weighing cooked chicken, you want to add back 25%. That was the raw total. If you're, you know, weighing raw chicken, I don't know why you would ever subtract 25% because I would weigh it after it's cooked because it may lose more than 25%. But the easiest way to track cooked to make sure that it's as close to raw as possible is to add back 25%. So if you have 100 grams of cooked chicken, you should log it as 125 grams of chicken. And then that's going to give you the most accurate number. Okay? I know. It's like you need to be Goodwill Hunting with all of these math skills. So, but I wanted to clarify that because lots of questions about raw versus cooked. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments before I wrap it up. So again, just to kind of summarize, most of the time when you cook animal protein, you're going to lose about 25%. If you want to be really accurate, weigh the raw and then weigh the cooked and divide it by the number of servings that you are looking to achieve. Okay, looks like you guys don't have any questions about that. Share this video if you found it helpful. Comment below if you're watching this on the replay and you still have questions. Lots of meal planning coming your way this week. Be sure to stay tuned. Bye.